Steve Perry reveals some more things in Rolling Stone, and it's a decent article this time. We'll talk about that coming right up.
And now it's time for Steve Perry News with Gary Stuckey. All Steve Perry News.
Hello, everybody. It's Gary Stuckey. Welcome back to another episode of Steve Perry News. There was an article by Rolling Stone magazine on their website about Steve Perry today. It's like a continuation of the article they ran a few weeks ago. I'm not a big fan of Rolling Stone. They tend to change things around, and people take it for, like it's written in stone. Huh? But anyway, they've talked negative about Steve Perry and Journey and things like that in the past, and they try to stir up stuff. So I'm not a big fan. But this article was pretty decent. It was like the 13 things you didn't know about Steve Perry. So go check it out, and I'll let you know a little bit about it. Steve was in a restaurant talking, during his interview, and he's got like ADD like I do, and he was listening to this music player and with the drum beats and stuff like that. And he says, I gotta get up. I can't, listen to this. He couldn't listen to talk at the same time, so he got up and started walking away. And it says he walked out and tourists didn't even recognize him, which I don't know. Would you recognize Steve Perry if he was walking down the street? But anyway, he talks about different things like he didn't ever have any nodules in his throat, like some speculated. His mom made him, not made him, but she talked him into coming back to Journey after his solo album back in 1984, 85. She talked him into coming back. It mentions Steve was more spiritual during his time off, things like that, which is very interesting. And it also brings up, they ask him about Journey, and he doesn't give a direct answer. He doesn't ever say no. And some people over on the group page, there's like this big controversy. Will Steve ever work with Neal Schon again? And people are like, no, no. Like 90% of everybody's like, no, 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 no. And and everybody has a right to their opinion. And I'm a positive guy. I keep it positive right here. So I don't think you should bash somebody for believing, hey, you believe Steve's never going to go back to Journey or work with Neal Schon. That's fine, and I believe differently, So everybody has a right to opinion, So, do I believe everything I read? I sure don't. But there's some things I know, and what I do know is Neal and Steve have a bond, So, that's just in the future. But Steve always avoids answering that question directly. So, you know, he may never go back to Journey. He may never work with Neal. But to me now, if it was me, if somebody asked me, are you ever going to go back to Journey? And I didn't want to go back, I'd say no. Nope. Next question. That's what I'm saying. So some people speculate that Neal and Steve are at odds, or Steve's mad at the band or something like that. They did him wrong. So, I don't know what their reasons for not wanting Steve to come back to Journey, or why they don't think it's going to happen. I know he's said some things in articles, but he's never said no. And people are going to comment right here, and they have the right to. But until the day I hear Steve Perry say, no, I'm never going to do it, I'll keep on believing. And I have that right, and you have the right to think otherwise. And there's this lady I know of that's been going through all kinds of issues and sicknesses and trouble, and she believes in it. Hey, I believe in it too. So why try to destroy that hope if it's something that's good, something that you think about, something that you would love to see? I think that's a good thing, to have hope for things like that. But it's up to Steve. It's up to Steve to decide what he wants to do. And I'm good with it. It doesn't mean I'm less of a Steve fan if I think about this or that, But anyway, Steve has his own decisions. He has the right to make these decisions. He's in the article, he was talking about touring and he's going to do Journey songs. He said he's got to do the Journey songs, of course. And he said he might do like Barbra Streisand and just lower the keys, you know. And he said there's nothing wrong with that. And no, there's nothing wrong with lowering keys to sing songs. He's still got it. He still sounds great. Album's number 6. It's moving up the charts on other charts. Like I think it's number 2 on the rock chart, and the overall sales album charts, I think it's like number 4 in different charts. It's selling. Let's make it number 1. You know, Steve is focusing on his music right now, and I'm good with that, and it sounds great. He even says in that article today that he's got more music he's working on. So hey, you never know, a tour maybe, and then a new album. We shall see. But anyway, don't get caught up in all the negativity. You know, he'll decide what he wants to do in the future. I'm just stating my opinion. You state yours. And we all can love one another and live happily ever after. Hey, this is Gary Stuckey. Don't stop believing. Don't stop believing, everybody. God bless you.